Well, so this is a saucy question, isn't it? It's almost like asking, what's your favourite sexual position and what's your secret, you know? So the things we don't normally talk about here played out in the space of this live. So, oh my gosh, what is unique about me? Well, on the top of it, I'm Karen Janelle Davis. I'm the butterfly lady. So I appear very flighty, very light-hearted, very easy and gentle, something that is fun to observe and be aware of. Of course, on the other end of that, there's a depth of grounding and understanding of really knowing who I am, and it's not my body, and it's not my identity, and it's not any of the emotions or energies or sensations that I feel, and it's not even the vibration, and it's not even the abilities or capabilities or anything like that. The real, true, deep inner us is so indescribable. The real, true, deep inner me is so indescribable. All we can do is ever bounce off that and then have expressions and playfulness in life. However, this question certainly made me think, well, I'll ask some clients that I have, some VIP clients and people who've worked with me for 4 or 5 years over time, you know, sequentially in their growth, and find out what they thought. So I asked them quickly this morning, and I got words back like, Karen, you're indescribable. Your connection to the universe is an ultimate experience. You turned my life inside out and put the pieces of the puzzle back together and made everything make sense again. You have the deepest sense of trust of anyone I've ever met, and you help me trust myself. You seem to be, no matter what I bring to you, you always help me move through that and become a different person. Pretty much, you turn my life upside down. Was what the answer was, and someone actually put the words, you're a life healer. I'd never heard it like that before. And even in hearing that, I was brought to the sensations of feeling, wow, yeah, all that. And I think that might be the key, is what is unique about me is whatever's present, there I am. If it's at an individual basis, I'm in rapport and awareness of the stem cells in the body, the bones, the muscles, the makeup, the non-visible systems, the immune system, the the sympathetic system, the parasympathetic system. I'm also aware of the body being, the emotional. I can see past lives. I can work in any plane. I can interpret multiple languages within that space. That's a thing that I just take for granted. I have some pretty powerful beings that I work with. One is the Trinity, spectacular presence that gives me access to multiple realms. I work with the alchemist too, and she's the energy worker, and that's where I learn such high vibrational understandings and how to attune to those and how to work with somebody else, even though it appears like we're working with something basic. That's where I will be working. So that's on an individual basis, but where I really get my beautiful challenge from is working in group scenarios, because of course then we've got everything multiplied, and then I'm in a space of unknowing, and yet still at an ultimately deep level I understand, not I understand, but there's an understanding and a deep inner trust of all the vibrational presences that are there, and what is the quickest, fastest and most ultimate route to people feeling without feeling the pain, without feeling the suffering, without feeling the entanglement of this thing that we call life, and to actually reconnect them to their magical inner selves so that they too have that deep inner trust. Every single conversation I have, is also that alchemy and change process, because that is what I'm capable of doing, so that is what I'm always being. The alchemy of change, the continuous awareness of the presence of change and transformation that's occurring. Even if it appears like a light-hearted conversation, there's always something going on in any interaction that we ever have with anybody. What sets me apart from the competition? I don't know. People will only be connected to me if they're ready. I believe a lot of people bounce off me because they want change, but they don't really want it. And if they come into this sphere or into the realm of the work that I do, they'll feel that, that level of resistance. So often it's a bounce out first, and they'll circle me for a long time before they come in, unless someone says you have to go and see Karen, or you must get onto the tribe, or I highly recommend you get onto the frequency Factor Masterclass, because she'll work one-on-one with you and you just won't even know yourself afterwards, those kind of things. So it's normally referrals that point people that way, because I can't say, well, I feel I can't say this kind of thing on the front book of Facebook, or even in the Butterfly Clinic, because that's just, you know, it's just words. And experience is ultimately the only thing that will ever aha and set off the right chemicals in somebody's brain in order for their eagerness and excitement to work through something. What is also unique about me, this is going long now, but what is also unique about me is I really understand the entanglement and the joy, the true joy that people have in their pain and suffering. And because there is actually a joy in that, because there is a learning, and there is, in this entanglement where we think we're being the pain, there is, at a deep inner level within their being, kind of an inner smile, because of the experienced separation from who they really are. And so ultimately I'm a teacher. Really, ultimately I'm a teacher of reconnecting self to self, so that you always know how to go back there, so that you can become your alchemy of change, so that you, in your very life process, from the moment you get out of bed in the morning till you go to sleep at night, you're consciously aware of, or unconsciously aware, and that's okay, but you know your navigational tools. You've got things that you can go to when things aren't in the flow, and pretty much you understand the map. Everybody's own territory, everybody's own experience is their own unique one, and that's the delicious experience of life itself. And when we can come to that, life becomes incredibly playful and kind of a bit of a giggle. In fact, a lot of a giggle. And we take ourselves far less seriously, and we don't have to, you know, we don't write on all of those words of guilt and resentment and rejection, and because we've realised there's a process inside of that, and there's an experience, there's a gift in that, so we can come fast to those experiences, and we bounce out, and all of a sudden we're in alignment with ourselves again, because we ultimately know who we really are. So there we go. Thank you. And I'd love to hear back from you as to your feedback, as to how that was for you as an experience. And oh my gosh, truly, you are magnificent. You are magnificent. You are magnificent.